Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Joel D. In this video, we're going to talk about creating a lead magnet. And what a lead magnet is just an asset that we create that provides value to our visitor, and we want to offer that for free in exchange for their email address. So whether it's an ebook, a white paper, a case study, maybe a webinar or how-to video, anything that's going to give them value, that's going to incentivize them to provide their email, we want to create. And then I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet in Canva. So the simple way of creating a lead magnet is just like a PDF of, like I said, whether it's a list or ebook. We're going to stick with something simple just to get off the ground running. But as you go on, you want to increase your conversion rate, and to do that, you want to bring more value. So the more value you create with your lead magnet, the more opt-ins you're going to get. But I'm going to show you the first and simple way to create a PDF type magnet within Canva. Then once we create it, we want to be able to distribute it. So when someone signs up and opts in to get that free piece of content, we can send it to them automatically. So I usually use Google Docs if it's a PDF, and you can use anything you want as long as you can get a link for it. So you can add it to Bluehost within your media center and use that link. There's a couple different ways. I typically just use Google Docs. And then, like I said, once they opt in, they get an automated email and they're added into your subscriber list, where you can then give them more and more value through email marketing, because that, at the end of the day, is your biggest driver. You're going to have direct access to your customers who are interested in what you have to offer. And then if you're giving them enough value, you're gonna build that trust and relationship with them. And then also you'll be able to monetize within your email by promoting things that you like. That is the bread and butter of blogging like a business. So this is very important. So I want to get you started here, and then in the next video we'll get into actually setting up our email marketing platform with Aweber. So here's how you start creating this lead magnet in Canva and getting it added to be shared. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is go to my keyword tracker, and I always just look through this list first to see if there's any low-hanging fruit of something with high demand that's specific to, learning. Maybe there's a keyword that says how to or top picks of XYZ within your niche. Good example of this would be, instead of creating a blog post for the top 11 list of tips to help your dog with anxiety, this could have been an ebook, you know what I mean? So we could have created the top 11 list and then promoted it on our homepage as, hey, you want a top 11 list of tips to help your dog with anxiety? Give us your email address. Something similar to that. So it's nothing really different. It's not anything crazy. You could create even a simple list like I do for niches. For instance, one of my giveaways is, what are the top 100 or whatnot, 99 niches or industries with the most profitable niches, something that's going to bring value that people are looking for that are in the make money online business. There's a million different things you can do. So that's the first thing I do. Then the next thing I do is go over to Google and perform, just maybe even put in the word giveaway or asset, and just see what's most popular. So I can do that within a keyword research tool too. And that's usually the next thing that I do. So I'm going to jump back over to answer the public. This is a pretty good one for looking for asset creation, because it's all around questions. So if I can find a lot of how to or how, why, what, you can think of creative ideas to create an asset. So for dog anxiety, we'd start with how much is dog anxiety medication? Nah. How to stop dog anxiety when left alone? How to help dog anxiety when left alone? I'll go to the more green ones. Those are the more searched for. How do dog anxiety vests work? So that could be a decent one. How do dog anxiety jackets work? So vests, jackets. Will dog separation anxiety go away? which dog helps with anxiety, why dog anxiety. So any of these would really work. Again, we're not looking to do anything crazy or anything. What causes dog anxiety? So you can do anything. You could create a video around this. You could create a PDF, which we're going to do. And I would say out of these, the best one would be how do dog anxiety vests work? Because I saw dog anxiety vests in general are there's a very high demand for that. And if there's a high question related to that, like how do dog anxiety vests work, you could create probably a simple little ebook around that can be a one pager. You're not looking to create this extensive list. However, if you are creating this asset, you can also incorporate your links in here. So if you did have a list, like a blog that was related to anxiety vests, and you have already those affiliate links that are related, on the second page you could say, and so here's how they work, and here's our recommended list of 10 vests, and within those you can enable within the PDF your URL for that, so you can monetize that as well. So this is a good one to start with. I'd probably do this, and we'll go to Canva and start kind of building that out. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into my Canva, and I'm going to click on this as an example to show you what I've done in the past for a lead magnet. And this may have been the lead magnet where I got your email address potentially, but I did this all in Canva. Very easy. You can use the templates that they provide for either, I believe it's posters or something similar. It's not called ebook or anything, but all I did was reutilize that as a PDF creator, because once I create this, I can just come here and download this as a PDF, and I usually do the standard, and that's it. And then I have a PDF. I can attach this to my Google Doc area as a shared link, or I can just add that PDF that downloads into my email as an attachment. So here it is, something simple. This is probably more complex than what you need to do, but it just walks them through how to create a blog in 7 days. And here's the checklist. So set your goals. A lot of this is what's in the course. So not only that, I know that they're really targeted to what I'm looking to offer as a course, because this is completely related to building your blog like a business, and it's a checklist. And if I can get them in the door reading or filling out this checklist, maybe they'll want additional training on how to do it. So it's just a win-win. They get free info. If they want, they can get additional info with my course. It's that simple. Go plan for success, find profitable niche. Just a quick checklist. I'm not walking them through the whole thing. I want to leave some, room for them to want to utilize my course. I don't want to give them everything up front. This is just, again, get their foot in the door, get them used to what I'm offering, and then I do provide a ton of free information. But if you want that step-by-step look over my shoulder training, we have that to offer too. And then, like I had mentioned, we can create these URLs within here, and this is actually an affiliate link. So Bluehost, Wix, Athemes, I have partnerships with and am part of their affiliate programs, so I can just link that accordingly. Not all of these are affiliate links, like Google Analytics, Tag Manager, those are not. Google Console, that's not. So I'm not just, crushing them with affiliate links. I'm providing value, and I'm linking them out to places that are going to be helpful. But also within there, again, I am giving value and saying, hey, part of this is you do need a hosting service. So that's where I would incorporate it's natural. It's not a, sales pitch. All right. And then we just go through the list, and that's pretty much it. It's just nothing crazy. They can then contact me if they would like, and that is this asset. So you would do the same type of thing. You would just come in to templates over here, and I usually use, I believe it's either poster or flyer. Maybe it's flyer. Let me just click on that. And all you would do is look through the templates and try to make one your own. So I'm gonna just walk through this and I'll show you what I started with. I think it's down here. Yep, here it is. So as you can see, this is the template that I started with, and I turned it into this. See the resemblance? All I did was change the colors, remove the background image, add an icon that I found in here that looked like you're launching your blog, and then I utilized a different template, and I'm not going to look for that one, but that had this design. I did not create this from scratch. I am not that creative. So another option that I do more often than not, because sometimes I just like to kind of play around and test things myself. But what I would normally do is actually outsource this. So I would just create, again, a similar outline, what we did with our blog, reach out and ask and look for people who create assets or PDF assets and have them do it. And they're probably using a tool like Canva. That's how that will probably work. But if we wanted to create one from scratch for the dog industry or the dog niche that I have, I would just come back up and do a search that would be more related to that. So maybe I'll put in dog flyer and see what comes up. Here we go. And I would just use one of these. This one's pretty similar to my colors, so is this one. And I could use any of these and then make it, you know, more of an asset as opposed to a flyer. Okay, let's just click this one. Here's what we got to start with. I'm going to click use this template. Change the colors to my orange. And when I do that, so this is the hex, I can select this, and then at the bottom it'll ask to change all, and I'll just hit this checkbox. And then everything that color, that's text anyway, you can see this didn't change, but everything that text will turn into my color. So I'll come in here and change this to the orange. I can either pull in my logo and place that somewhere. I definitely want to do that. Keep brand consistency up. So I would go to uploads, upload an image or video from my device. Go to downloads, because that's where it was. And I could either do the full or just the icon. Maybe I'll do the full for now. I'll grab the white one because it has a brown background. I'll get rid of this for now. Pull this in. And it's that simple to start creating an asset that looks like your own. This doesn't matter right now. I'm not going to waste time on a lot of this stuff, but then I would just call this we'll just go with the article that we wrote. 11 tips to help your dog with anxiety, separation. I'll shrink the text a little. There we go. 3. Help us, or we're here to help. You don't need to keep this. I'm just showing you how easy you can kind of manipulate a design and make it your own. Our beloved nugget has been missing, and definitely don't want to keep that. That'll make people anxious. So 11 tips to help your, I'm just going to remove this for now. I'm going to ungroup this actually so I can take this, center it a little more, move this down. There we go. Not the best, but given the time, that's okay to create something that you could use as a starting template for creating your asset. Now within here, we would create those tips. So you could either keep or remove the images. You can just say tip number 1, and then write that tip in, which was, know the causes, or know what causes your dog's anxiety. And then I could write in the copy here. So they've already set a lot of this up for me, and I could just put in that Lorem Ipsum type copy here. I'll just use this as a template. Come back, and here's tip number 1. You could just keep your the dog there, and then what I would do, maybe move this up, give it a little space, change this image to be a little bigger, and then all I need to do now, update the footer to my own stuff. I won't do that, but now all I'm doing is making it my own as always, but then what I can do is just duplicate this. So now I have 11 tips, duplicate, 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 and just work through the list. So now I have tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, and then making changes to all the copy and changing the image out on everyone. So you don't want the same image on all of them. And then once this is done, so I'm going to say, let's just create. There we go. Just put in some dog images and make it your own. So they're going through, they're getting tips, they're seeing cool looking dogs, and then when I'm done, I'm just going to take this. One, I can resize it to make sure it's a standard size if someone were to print it and they wanted it to be, the page size. You could go to resize and just put in, I don't know if there's one specifically for an ebook cover. So that would probably be the generic size, I would guess. So resize, there we go. And now it looks like you'd update some. And this looks like it would be the ebook size. So this is the standard ebook size, and there you have it. Nice and simple. We just created an asset. I'd click download, change it to PDF standard, all 4 pages, download, and here you have it. I'll open it just to make sure it looks okay. And here's our asset that we would give away. So when someone came to, and I'm going to show you how to add this to your Google Docs, but like I said, you could download this PDF, in which we already did, and add it directly as an attachment for your first email, or we can add it, and I'm going to show you how to do both, add it to Google Docs and then share the link instead. Okay. Perfect. Now that we have that download created of the PDF asset, I'm going to come into google.com, click on this little icon, and scroll down to Docs. Come down to this folder icon, left click, click upload, select a file from your device, and let's pick that PDF we just created. And then we're going to let this upload. Once it uploads, it's going to bring you right to the document itself. And now when we're on the document, we're going to want to go over to this icon where there's 3 vertical dots, and we want to click on share. And by default, you're going to be private, this document, so we're going to want to put change to anyone with the link. And now we have the link, so we can copy this and utilize it to provide within our email. I always like to go test this too, so go to an incognito browser because you're the owner of the document, so you'll always have access. But if you're in an incognito browser and you paste that link we just copied, come out, let's make sure that it works and someone can get to it. And here it is, and you can see we're not logged in because it has the sign in here and we're incognito. So this works perfectly. So now when someone comes to this link, if they're provided with it, which is exactly what we would do, they will have visibility to the asset and they can look through and read the tips. Okay, so now we want to take this and either set up our email marketing tool and add the PDF as an attachment, or just provide this link within the copy within the email. Going back to our steps now and giving a quick recap, we now know what a lead magnet is. It is an asset that we can utilize to capture leads, so get email addresses, build our email list so we can begin our email marketing to these individuals so we can get them more engaged, build that relationship, build that trust, and also promote our opportunities to them. We learned how to create the lead magnet in Canva by using templates, or we could also outsource that if you prefer. And now we also added the document or the asset to Google Docs so we can share it within our email via a link, but we also downloaded the PDF itself so we can manually attach that to the email if that's what our preference is. Okay, so I think we're good here. We have our lead magnet. Be creative, create something that's going to bring a ton of value to your audience so you can increase those conversions when they're on that landing page and they're offered or presented with that offer. And going forward in the next video, we're going to create our email program. So I'm going to go into Aweber and sign up and create and show you how to create that from scratch. So we have everything in an automated fashion, everything from sending this asset to them when they first opt in to following up in an email sequence and providing value that way. So hopefully you like this video. Reach out if you have any questions, leave a comment below or on our Facebook group, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks everyone.